My name is Joaquín Machado, and I am a specialist in electromagnetic radiation. I am an inventor and co-founder of NOXTAK. NOXTAK is the manufacturer of Spiro technology and holds the global patent for the use of gold nanoparticles as a formula for managing electromagnetic pollution. I want to tell you that the origin of NOXTAK comes from a scientific investigation that dates back to 2007, and the project began its field research in 2012 on the island of Aruba. This project was focused on finding a solution for people who suffered from electrohypersensitivity. The reason for this is that one of the co-founders of the project, my wife, suffered from electrohypersensitivity due to chronic exposure to telecommunications and microwave radiation. In her career and profession as an engineer, she was exposed to this type of radiation in a chronic and cumulative way at an industrial level. The lack of access to effective solutions that would allow her to continue using technology without affecting her health led us to direct the research project toward an alternative solution. My research and background in the study of electromagnetic radiation served as a foundation to be able to lead this research more effectively. As a result, the NOXTAK project was built on a foundation of knowledge rooted in research that spanned more than 2 decades, carried out by specialists from various institutions and organizations whom I already knew. This allowed me to learn directly from them about different approaches and observations regarding electromagnetic pollution. This is how the studies of Dr. Neil Sherry from New Zealand, Dr. Hans Gödel in Switzerland with his research on the microwave oven, whose work I was directly exposed to, including his research, content, and findings, the research of Dr. George Carlo in the United States, and the investigations of Professor Ali Johansson from the Karolinska Institute, all allowed me to understand that the problem of electromagnetic pollution was polarization. And this completely changed the course of the research and focused us in a direction that had not been explored at the time, the direction of addressing the problem of the polarization of electromagnetic waves, rather than searching for a solution to block electromagnetic radiation. Understanding that while intensity is certainly an aggravating factor, it is not the root of the problem of electromagnetic pollution. The root is polarization. That is why the NOXTAK project is the first scientific project that started with its focus on finding a solution to the polarization of electromagnetic waves. A solution that would allow these artificially polarized waves to be present in the environment and still ensure that biology, all biological systems, would be protected from the effects of this artificial polarization. The hypotheses on which we laid the foundations for launching this project were later confirmed by scientific methods. For 7 years, from 2012 to 2019, we carried out extensive research, starting with a general population of more than 10,000 people on the islands of Aruba and Curacao, evaluating the entire island and its different localities to compare how electromagnetic pollution varied. And in the search for electrohypersensitive people, those who were experiencing symptoms and signs without a concrete medical explanation, we aimed to determine whether some of these individuals were actually suffering from electromagnetic pollution that was causing them to develop electrohypersensitivity. Following the clinical protocol and building on the knowledge gained from preliminary studies and research methods carried out in the Netherlands by the Dutch Federation of Electrohypersensitivity, and using as a reference initiatives undertaken in the United Kingdom and the United States by the American Society for Electrosensitivity. We also conducted a 4-year investigation into common symptoms and signs of health issues whose origin was unknown. This is how, thanks to the collaboration of social assistance foundations on the island of Aruba and the support of multiple psychologists, We were able to gather 357 cases that gave clear indications there could be a problem caused by exposure to non-native electromagnetic fields or artificial sources. That is the origin of NOXTAK. When we were in this research process, we started in a very simple and gradual way, also investigating how to address and manage this polarization using a natural approach. My specialty then focused on nanotechnology, especially in materials science and on taking advantage of the unique properties of nanoparticles with special magnetic responses, thanks to understanding how the polarization of electromagnetic waves was causing alterations in the spin polarization of biological systems. And that led me to understand that we could find a solution if we could protect the spin polarization of biological systems. It took 7 years to confirm that hypothesis, carrying out technical tests in the laboratory on the material, until we managed to achieve an effective formulation that generated a ferromagnetic response at the nanometric scale. When this formula was completed and later patented, it was then made available to 34 pilot cases of electrohypersensitive individuals, who helped us fine-tune the most effective formula and begin to characterize, based on different types of frequencies and exposure, the variables that needed to be considered in order to have a filtering solution for all types of electromagnetic pollution. It was only after completing that preliminary process that we were able to launch a collective fundraising effort, a crowdfunding campaign that provided us with the seed capital to complete the Spiro formulation that today is used daily by thousands of people in more than 50 countries. That's how this scientific project became a commercial company and a global initiative to help everyone suffering from electrohypersensitivity. After scientific validation, today we are pleased to have more than 1,000 cases of electrohypersensitive people who report having regained their quality of life by using Spiro products. I invite you to subscribe to this channel if you want to learn more about this. I invite you to read the content we've left here in the description of this video, the links and articles, and I encourage you to take the time to learn a bit more about the problem of electromagnetic pollution from the best specialists in their field. As happens in many areas and disciplines, not all approaches are effective and not all are up to date with the latest understanding of the subject. Electromagnetic pollution is one of those areas where nowadays you can find a lot of information that doesn't have any real scientific basis, nor is there evidence to support such claims. With us, you can get the information you need to make the right decisions and develop your own judgment, allowing you to manage the effects of electromagnetic pollution in your daily life. It's not just about having the right technology, but also knowing how to use it, knowing how to use modern technologies, developing the right habits, and also maintaining healthy nutrition habits that will help you complementarily lead a healthy life. I invite you to join the EMF Learning Center community. It's free. You don't have to pay anything, and there you'll also find scientific papers you can read about electromagnetic pollution. I've also written the book Electromagnetic Pollution, available on Amazon, where you can find a lot of information I've gathered over these 25 years, along with all the scientific references that help you understand that this is a problem, an environmental toxin that we can measure and that we can also filter out. I invite you to take the time to understand this issue for what it is, since it's a type of pollution we can't see, but it's with us and is growing exponentially with the use of modern technologies. Thank you very much.